They're rusty, they're rough, and they've been sitting for years, but hidden in the weeds, garages, and backyards across America, these classic machines are waiting for someone brave enough to bring them back. Today, we found 15 junkyard gems starting at just $500, but only if you've got the vision and a trailer. Let's take a look. 1971 Pontiac Ventura 2, 1,500, Birmingham, Alabama. Here's a real deal race body, 1971 Pontiac Ventura 2 being offered as a roller. The seller already pulled the engine and transmission, so what you're buying is essentially a shell, but one that's still got a 9-inch Ford rear end, although the gear ratio is unknown. The body looks straight, and while it's obviously a project, it's priced right at $1,500 or best offer. Perfect if you're planning your own drivetrain swap or just want a cool old school drag look. Two 1968 Chevrolet Impala Bel Air, $1,000, Anderson, Indiana. This 1968 Bel Air four-door still has its original 307 V8 and turboglide transmission, and the odometer shows 92,000 miles. The owner says it ran fine before it was parked 3, 4 years ago, and it likely just needs a battery and maybe a fuel filter to get going again. Brakes need a full refresh, shoes and drums all around, and the interior definitely needs work. Seats, headliner, carpet. But the dash and side panels aren't bad. Body-wise, it needs new fender welds, but the frame and underbody are still solid. At just $1,000, this is a worthy revival project. Top 3. 1968 Ford Mustang, $2,000, Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. This one's a complete car, and it's a '68 Mustang, which always draws attention. Seller says there's some rust up front, but the rear frame rails are solid. There's no title, so you'll want to check your local DMV situation before making moves, but $2,000 for a full roller Mustang and in any condition is still a decent deal, especially if you're looking to go the Restomod route or turn it into a track car. 4. 1965 Chevel Convertible Parts Lot, $1,500, Pequot, Ohio. This isn't a car listing, it's a gold mine of parts. If you're restoring a 1965 Chevelle convertible or even parting one out, this is your jackpot. The seller has a truckload, literally, of convertible-only parts. Trim pieces, gauge clusters, bezels, a complete working power top frame, window assemblies, a 327 four-barrel intake and carb, and even an auto center console. He wants to sell it all as one lot for $1,500, no piecing out. You even get some extra 65 Impala parts tossed in. If you know these cars, you know what a deal this is. That's a 1969 Ford Fairlane 500 Fastback, $1,800. Westville, South Carolinas. This one's a 1969 Fairlane 500 Fastback with a matching numbers 302 engine and automatic trans. It runs, drives, and shifts great, but doesn't have working brakes right now. Probably just needs bleeding or a master cylinder. It's got 70,000 original miles and a clean South Carolina title. Body panels were cut around the edges to get rid of rust caused by years under a car cover, so you'll need to finish that work or use it as a solid parts car. Either way, it's a V8 fastback for under $2,000. That's a rare opportunity. 6. 1977 Chevrolet Camaro RS 2000i, Greenfield, Missouri. Here's a second-gen Camaro RS roller for $2,000 or best offer. It's missing the engine and trans, but otherwise looks solid with typical rust on the floor pans and front fender. Body lines look good, and it's ready for your own drivetrain swap. Seller's open to trades and admits he's not in a rush to sell, but money talks. If you've been dreaming of building a vintage muscle car from scratch, this is a great foundation. 7. 1964 Dodge Panel Truck, $1,700, Orchard Park, New York. Here's a super cool 1964 Dodge Panel Truck that runs, drives, and stops thanks to recent brake and front end work. It's powered by a 318 V8 mated to a 3-on-the-tree manual. It even has dual exhaust and a new gas tank, though it still needs a filler neck. The body is definitely crusty and the front floors need serious work, but it's a complete driving classic van. No paperwork, so this one's more of a backroad cruiser or potential shop truck project. listed for $1,700 or best offer. 1967 Ford Galaxy, $500, Tip City, Ohio. This one's almost too good to be true for just 500 bucks. It's a 1967 Ford Galaxy sedan, originally a 390 big block car, and it still comes with a motor, although it's disassembled and sitting on a pallet. The body is surprisingly clean with minimal rust, which is rare for any old Galaxy. According to the seller, it spent most of its life in Georgia, and the frame and floorboards reflect that. It's clean underneath. These cars were part of Ford's full-size lineup and were known for their smooth rides and big engine options. This one's sold on a bill of sale since Georgia didn't issue titles back then, but if you've been looking for a rust-free foundation to build a sleeper or resto mod, this might be your dream start. 1968 Mercury Cougar, $2,000, Cuba, New York. Here's a rough but intriguing piece of Mercury history. The 1968 Cougar was Mercury's answer to the Mustang, offering a little more refinement with hidden headlights and sequential rear turn signals. This one's a project. There's no interior to speak of, just the dash, and rust has taken hold in all the usual places. The seller's already tackled the torque boxes and floors, which are some of the harder repairs, but it still needs a lot. No title, but you'll get a bill of sale. If you're local and can haul it, this could be the start of a cool resto or race build. And hey, when was the last time you saw a first-gen Cougar under $2,000? 10. 1961 Pontiac Tempest, $1,200. Cedar Falls, Iowa. This one's for the true oddball lovers, a 1961 Pontiac Tempest. This compact car was revolutionary in its day, featuring a rear-mounted transaxle and a flexible drive shaft, making it one of the most unique American cars of the early 60s. This example has a rare four-cylinder with a four-barrel carburetor, but don't expect to drive it off the lot. It's rough, hasn't run in ages, and has no keys or title. Assume it's strictly for parts or major restoration. But if you know Tempests, you know they're getting harder to find, and this could be a very rewarding challenge for the right Pontiac enthusiast. 1961 Cadillac Series 62, $1,200, Radcliffe, Kentucky. For anyone dreaming of big fins and Cadillac luxury, here's a mostly complete 1961 Series 62 for a budget-friendly price. It has a 390 cubic inch V8 that ran about 3 years ago, though it won't turn over now. The hood's bent and won't bolt on, and the floorboards are heavily rusted, but it does have newer brakes, lines, decent tires, and even factory AC. The 61 Caddy is a beautiful car with a distinctive tail fin design that was a bit more restrained than the late 50s models, and if you've got the skills, this could become a showstopper. It's a big project, no doubt, but one that could be well worth it. 1975 Mazda 2 plus $1,700, Ellijay, Georgia. Now here's something totally different, a 1975 Mazda 2 plus 2 project car. This one's been in storage for 25 years and comes with a disassembled 4.3 engine. The Mazda RX series and other Japanese imports from this era are starting to gain collector interest, especially ones that still retain their original styling. It's listed in fair condition and sold on a bill of sale, so bring your own vision and probably a trailer. Could be an interesting rotary swap candidate or even something wilder with that 4.3 V6. Either way, it's a rare survivor from the early days of Japanese performance in America. 1970 Chevrolet Impala sedan, 2000 Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. This four-door 1970 Chevy Impala might not be a two-door coupe, but don't overlook it just yet. The seller says it needs very little to be back on the road. It's got surface rust, but no major rot, a 400 small block that needs rebuilding, and a transmission already in place. Clean title in hand, too. The windshield and possibly the steering column need replacing, and you'll need to bring a trailer. But what's compelling here is that it's largely complete and priced to sell. If you've got a Cutlass or Monte Carlo project to trade, the seller's open. A clean title, mostly solid 70 Impala is always worth a second look. 14 1977 Ford Pinto sedan, $2,000, Farmington, Missouri. Say what you will about the Pinto, but this one's got character. It's a 1977 Ford Pinto with a 2.3-liter engine and automatic transmission. The car was running reliably until it developed a cylinder number 1 miss last year. Engine's still intact and comes with an extra head, carb, and intake, plus parts to convert to manual if you're into that. It's got a clear Missouri title and isn't hiding any surprises besides some rust in the floor and a rough driver door. Pintos were Ford's answer to the gas crisis of the 70s, and while they were the butt of jokes for decades, survivors like this are getting harder to find. A fun little hot rod base or daily beater restoration. 15 1976 Ford F-150, $1,300. Nashville, Tennessee. If you've got a soft spot for classic American trucks, check out this 1976 Ford F-150. It's got that unmistakable square body style and the rugged look that made Ford the truck of choice for decades. The engine runs, though it's been sitting for years. Brakes are out, so you'll need to tow it unless you've got Flintstone feet. The gas tank and a new shifter are included but not yet installed. Rust is showing in the floorboards and some other spots, but it's mostly all there. It comes with a clean title and 4 brand new tires, so it's a solid project foundation for someone wanting to bring an old workhorse back to life. That's it for today's list. 15 classic cars and trucks, each one with a story, a challenge, and maybe even a second chance. Let me know in the comments which one you drag home or which one just stay where it's parked. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more forgotten finds right here on Kingna.